Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I am Cortensia Carty.
All right, so it's a new week.
It is indeed.
Yeah,
A new day.
Week. A new day. You know what? I think that this ought to be the new version of Wednesday, which is hump day, because we're getting out of the weekend. So I'm going to, submit that Monday becomes the new hump day. Who agrees with me? If you agree with me, let me know, please. Because it's very difficult coming off a great weekend to wake up sometimes, to get to work and get back into that.
The groove?
Yes, groove, absolutely.
I swear I was running all week, just a week. I was just going. I didn't even bother with the weekends because the weekends are just days. The weekends only mattered when we were kids. It doesn't matter anymore. It's just a day.
Well, here's what I say. This is election season. I want you to vote on changing the new hump day to Monday. All right? Let us know at Studio 327 Inc. That ought to work. All right, we're moving on to the latest in local news.
Prison Officer Tanya Bell James makes history. This from Win Media. Tanya Bell James has made history by being the first prison officer from St. Kitts and Nevis to graduate with a baccalaureate degree and a master's degree. On Wednesday, June 15, 2022, Bell James graduated from Monroe College with a master's degree in criminal justice with a concentration in human services. Bell James noted that she chose those areas of study so she could better equip herself for the career that she wanted in rehabilitation. Bell James said, and I quote, "I am a proud prison officer and I'm blazing trails for others to follow within my institution. Too long has society seen the job of a prison officer as just a turn of a key. It is time we demand the respect that is deserved."
Very cool story, to be honest.
Very powerful. She has 2 degrees, one behind the other.
I'm very proud of her. And I like the fact that she is doing what she can to transform that profession. I love that for degrees in criminal justice. I love that. Yeah. It says to me that she takes her job very seriously. She wants to ensure that the profession becomes even more respected.
Yes, it's seen more than a turn of a key.
I do love that, and she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. So congratulations to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true indeed.
So congrats.
Great story. We're moving on to our second story, this by way of a Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine press release. Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine, the RUSVM, graduated more than 400 students who hailed from 4 countries, 42 U.S. states, and Puerto Rico. These new veterinarians will help fill a critical need for large and small animal veterinarian practices, helping to address current and future veterinary workforce needs, as a significant number of veterinarians are expected to retire over the next 10 years. This brings the total number of RUSVM alumni to nearly 6,000. RUS-VM is a leader in diversifying the field of veterinary medicine in accordance with the mission of the American Veterinary Medical Association, the AVMA, and the American Association of Veterinary Medical Colleges, AAVMC. Annually, RUSVM recruits significantly more total number of DVM students from underrepresented racial and ethnic groups than other AVMA-accredited schools. In fact, 26% of students enrolled full-time at RUSVM for the 2020 to 2021 academic year identified as an underrepresented racial and ethnic group, including 14% from the Hispanic community, 5% from the Asian community, and 3% from the Black or African American community, and 2% from other races. There is diversity in that group, and they are doing what they can to ensure that they ramp up the number of students coming from diverse backgrounds. And that's great, actually.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they're looking forward 10 years ahead.
Yeah,
so that
well, they have to.
The need will be filled.
Exactly. That's very, let's say, progressive thinking.
Yeah.
And forward thinking.
Yeah, foresight is always important.
Indeed. 6,000 though. 6,000 graduates roughly. Over.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah, that's a lot, right? You think? Yes, Cortesia, that is a lot.
That is a lot. We continue now with our third story. This from SKNIS. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis set a best practice model as it will lead the way in renewable energy in the Caribbean with the construction of the largest solar farm and battery storage facility. At a brief but historic ceremony on Wednesday, June 15, 2022, to kick off the Solek-Laclanche Solar Farm, Jomo Williams, General Manager of the St. Kitts Electricity Company, SKELEC, hailed the initiative a significant step towards achieving clean, renewable energy for the Federation. Mr. Williams stated, and I quote, "St. Kitts and Nevis stand to be a model for the other islands worldwide in renewable energy. Today's kickoff event is indicative of SCELEC's commitment to our company's motto, reliability with responsibility. SCELEC remains committed to improving resilience, reliability, and overall quality of service." So look at that. So with renewable energy, it's always available. We import less fuel because we see what's happening right now with Russia and Ukraine, and we preserve our natural resources. So we are on the right path. Look at that.
Yeah, I love that SCELEC is leading the way in this because it says that we might be small, but we're definitely a leader.
Yeah.
We're definitely a leader in the region, and that's a very good thing. The largest one so far.
Yeah.
Great job, guys. Great job. All right, so we're taking a look at our weather for today. It's going to be partly cloudy and slightly hazy with a 40% or a moderate chance of morning showers. A high of 93 degrees and a low of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at your hourly forecast as we go to a break. We'll be back in a moment.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you all at St. Kitts Music Festival, which runs from June 23rd through to the 25th. All my fans, all my supporters, come out in your numbers, you understand? That this is going to be an experience like no other. Martin and dancing to the fullest. Yo, you can say we are friend. Come out to the music festival then. Easy. I don't trust nobody who's friends with everybody.
St. Kitts and Nevis, it's your real top girl Shaniel Muir, and I will be performing live at the St. Kitts Music Festival. So you don't know, June 23rd to the 25th, it's gonna be a mad vibe. I cannot wait to see my fans. Everybody, make sure you get your tickets now and come out and celebrate with us. It's gonna be a banger. Yeah, first time in St. Kitts, and I'll be there to hold our vibes. We don't know. So you wanna every top girl, every top man roll out. Mwah.
That he was singing.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue now with the latest in regional news. This from the Jamaica Observer. Jamaica is now able to conduct testing for the monkeypox virus, the health ministry said in a release Friday. This follows a recent regional training in laboratory detection and diagnosis of the viral condition, arranged by the National Public Health Lab in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Besessar Mackenzie said the workshop was part of the public health system's preparedness and response activities in the case of an outbreak of the virus. Dr. Besessar Mackenzie said, quote, "This hands-on training equips our public health team to ensure the timely detection of any suspected cases," end quote. The workshop on the laboratory detection and diagnosis of monkeypox virus involved 10 participants from 4 Caribbean countries, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Guyana, and Suriname. Monkeypox is a viral zoonotic disease spread primarily through animals. While person-to-person spread is uncommon, it may occur through direct contact with an infected individual. Infection typically results in symptoms including fever, back pain, and muscle pain, the formation of lesions, and skin rashes. There are, at this time, however, no confirmed cases of monkeypox virus in Jamaica.
Great news.
Yeah, indeed.
We don't want that around here.
So they're preparing for it.
Yes.
They'll know what to do if they have to deal with it. But of course, monitoring suggests that there are no cases. That's great.
As we say, preparation is the key. We continue now with our international news. This from NPR. Boston has just become the first major city to offer a formal apology for its role in transatlantic slavery. Coming nearly 4 centuries after slavery began here, a city council resolution that passed unanimously Wednesday condemns the unique dastardliness of slavery and its legacy of systematic white supremacy and racism. That's reflected in ongoing racial inequities in housing, education, income, and more. The City Council offered its deepest and most sincere apology and acknowledged responsibility in the debt, misery, and deprivation that slavery caused. The resolution, which is non-binding, pledges efforts to repair past and present harm done to Black Americans, to remove prominent anti-Black symbols in the city, and to increase public education on how the slave trade impacted Boston's past and present systems of oppression. So I'm happy that they're the first, and we know once things start, there's normally a running.
One would hope.
Yeah.
One would hope. I mean, this is a major step.
Hopefully everybody soon catches on and apologizes.
Yeah, and of course, yes. Go on.
Although it won't satisfy much. What do you think?
Depends on, what there is to back up that, because if there are, let's say, examples of non-parity in different spheres, so we have housing, we have education, we have, let's say, jobs even, there needs to be things, tangible things or material things that we can look to say, you know what, this is done to address those things. Okay. So we'll see. Reparations of sorts, perhaps.
Let's see.
All right. Well, you know what we're eager to say, so yeah, here we go.
Well, there you have it for the latest in regional and international news. There's much, much more, so please stay tuned. See you after this short break.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases,
your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
No cash, no card, no problem. JAD. Embrace the freedom.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said, when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care of yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. When you hear the term cooperatives, what comes to mind? Two or more minds coming together to solve a problem, correct? The corporation of persons combined to address an issue. But what about when it's companies, organizations, businesses, etc.? What exactly is a cooperative then? To answer this question and other questions about cooperatives, associations, and events, we have the Acting Registrar of Cooperatives, Erla Clark Allen, ECA, yes, Erla Clark Allen, I'm making sure I'm getting that right, and Monroe Tweed, President of the SK Beekeepers Cooperative, to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Thank you for having us.
You are certainly welcome.
All right, so first question, right off the bat. Conflicting definition, it seems, of what cooperatives are. What are cooperatives?
Okay, so a cooperative is a group of people coming together to solve a problem. It's an autonomous group. It's a group that is lent to democracy. And they really come together to tackle some sort of issue. It has to be an issue that is common among them. So for example, you may have a farmer's co-op, because typically we do have farmer's co-ops. And what they do, they come together because they're all farmers. They have basically the same problems. And so they come together as a group, because when you come together as a group, it's better than handling it as an individual. So basically that's what cooperatives are. It's democratically, it lends itself to democracy. They also have a governing body. They are governed by a set of bylaws, which they have to keep in line with the St. Kitts and Nevis Cooperatives Act 2011. And they basically come together and they do what they have to do to make sure that their members are taken care of.
So their interests are represented.
Right.
Strength in numbers.
Yes.
Effectively. Okay. Thank you.
So when was this cooperative movement formed?
Okay, so the Department of Cooperatives was formed quite some time ago. The department is a governing body, and it handles, it's the overseer of all of the cooperatives. Now, just to let you know, in our country we have financial cooperatives. So you're quite accustomed to the financial cooperatives. These are the St. Kitts and Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, the Police Cooperative Credit Union, FND, now the First Federal Cooperative Credit Union. However, we don't manage those anymore. Our department, as a government body, is focused on handling the producer cooperatives or the service cooperatives. So these are farmers, fishers, the beekeepers. We even have a taxi corp. The schools, they have junior cooperatives. We have agro-processors. So we do have quite a number of co-ops. So the government wants to give the push to cooperatives because we believe that by putting people together, by bringing people together, they can help one another. And the government is trying to push to make sure that people become business people.
All right, so in terms of that, obviously there's some oversight still, because I imagine that you're basically the gatekeeper of the law and the action of the cooperatives. Walk us through a typical day doing what you do then.
Okay, so what we do, we work with the cooperatives. Like you said, it's really twofold. We have the registrar of cooperatives, the registrar's office, which we're really supposed to be keeping the cooperatives in line along with the Cooperative Act. So how many members do you have? Do you have your books? Do you have your records? Are they proper? Are you keeping them, So we try to ensure that we keep the cooperatives in line. If they're not in line, we still try to help them on the other side.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so there's a hard question I want to poke in there. So oftentimes there's a lack of a transparency between the governing bodies of the cooperatives and its members. How do you deal with that?
A lot of it comes through training and trying to ensure that the co-ops are kept together and they know what their roles are. What are the roles of the members? What are the roles of the governing body, the executive? So a lot of time we just try to ensure that they do what they're supposed to do. Transparency is always going to be an issue, but there is what we call the supervisory committee, and the supervisory committee, which is made of 3 members of that particular cooperative, it keeps the executive body, it keeps their feet to the fire. Okay. So they even though you have an executive board, there's a supervisory committee and they have the oversight. Okay. So they will tell you, so why is it that the executive is doing this? They're not supposed to be doing this. They're supposed to be doing something else. And so they can ask the relevant questions.
Okay. So they ensure that the transparency is enforced.
Correct.
Okay, good stuff.
So Monroe, tell us about your experience navigating in this domain, as it were, dealing with the registrar's office and also the membership of the Beekeepers Association, Cooperative.
Okay. I'm fairly new to the role. I was appointed earlier this year, but thus far I found that on the registrars of cooperative side, they're quite helpful. If you need something answered, you can reach out. You get an officer, or many times I will call Miss Allen, and she would say, well, this is possible, this is not. You could go and speak to your members, try to reach out to them more personally to keep that interaction, so that even though I am on the executive, I still would have some kind of relationship with the members so that they can know where we're going. In terms of the membership, the relationship is good for the most part. I would like to see a bit more active participation of the general membership, because we have a group and the group is quite capable, but everybody's time does not add up all the time. But most are interested and willing to work.
So it's your assessment, you're in agreement with Ms. Allen, of course, that cooperatives are beneficial?
Most definitely, most definitely. Once you get a cohesion, it's beneficial. You can have, in terms of economy of scale, you get more chance to import at a better rate. There are lots of advantages that the cooperative can bring together once everybody is able to work together.
This is a very nuanced conversation. I'm glad that you said that. I'm going to go back to Ms. Allen. Interesting, economies of scale and things of the sort. You give advice in relation to these things.
Correct. And like I was saying earlier, if you're an individual, let us just say you want a mug. So economies of scale, I want a mug. I go and buy a mug. A mug costs $10. Okay, but 15 of us want a mug. And we go to the proprietor, or we go to whoever is selling this mug, whether it's overseas or local. That mug is not going to cost $10 for the 15 of us. So economies of scale is really important. You come together, even when you go to the government to ask for something as a cooperative, because the cooperatives are independent. They manage their own affairs. So they go to the government. I'm a farmer, I want some wire. Sure, I might get a roll of wire. But all of us go as a cooperative, or we have advocacy on behalf of the other members. So what happens is that we go. And we get 100 bales of wire from the government. And each member is able to get, 3 or 4 rolls accordingly.
So you get more than you would have gotten if you had gone as one.
Yes. So that is important. And, cooperatives help to track. It keeps the poverty in line, right? You look for your members. It's always beneficial to your members. You look for them, you look out for them, you help them. I can go on his farm because I know he has a monkey problem. So we go on his farm to make monkey traps because we have a monkey problem, and then we go on somebody else's farm. And so it helps. It helps. It's always beneficial to the members. It's better to move as a movement as opposed to an individual, and that's where cooperatives come in.
I'm glad that you made that point. We'll continue this discussion in a moment. More Good Morning SKN when we return. Stay tuned.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
St. Kitts and Nevis, it's me, your girl Jada Kingdom, aka Twinkle, and June the 25th, I'm gonna be performing live at the St. Kitts Music Festival at the Kim Collins Field. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see you guys. I want you guys to show me a good time because it's gonna be my first time in St. Kitts and Nevis, and we're gonna have crazy fun. See you guys there. Mwah. One day I have to win. That's
This is Christopher Martin, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all at St. Kitts Music Festival, which runs from June 23rd through to the 25th. All my fans, all my supporters, come out in your numbers, you understand? That this is going to be an experience like no other. Martin and dancing to the fullest. Yo, you can say we are friend. Come out to the music festival then. Easy. I don't trust nobody who's friends with everybody.
Yo, me pray every time I feel can't do no different. Swear me I will win. That's why I'ma try again. Pray every time I feel, cause God always a listen. One day I have to win. That's why I'ma try again.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you are just joining us, we are speaking to members of the Department of Cooperatives, Mistress Erla Allen and Monroe Tweed. So, Mistress Allen, the cooperatives will be having some events. Can you expound on that?
Yes, great. So the first event that we're having, every year we try to have a series of events to celebrate cooperatives, to bring cooperatives out, to put cooperatives to the forefront, because a lot of people don't know about cooperatives. Okay. They don't even know that there's a Department of Cooperatives. So we have several events. Cooperatives Day is celebrated on the first Saturday in July, but we have a series of events coming up to it. Okay. So our first event is the Agro Strip. This Agro Strip is in collaboration with the St. Kitts Music Festival. We've actually had to partner with them, so thank you very much, St. Kitts Music Festival, for partnering with us. And we have the Sorrel Festival just before that. I'm so excited about the Agro Strip, but we do have the Sorrel Festival, which is on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. Okay. It's all things sorrel. And I'm sure somebody's going to be here to speak to you about that, but it's all things sorrel. On the Thursday, we have the Agro Strip. And the Agro Strip is an exciting time where all the cooperatives can come and display their wares, and they have exciting things that they want to offer to the public. Those people who are coming home for music festival, it's an excellent opportunity for them to come on out and to sample a taste of St. Kitts. We're excited about it.
I can see you're excited.
Yes, we are excited about it. So we have the different cooperatives who are going to be on display, and they're going to have a number of things that they are going to be doing.
Okay, so can you tell us where this Agri Strip, since we're on that topic, where will it be located? And what else can we expect other than, well, you said sorrel is before that, but what we can expect from that strip?
Okay, so great. So we are going to have all of the cooperatives, like I say, on display. The agro strip is that strip just above the Newtown playing field, where you see the people, the vendors selling their wares, and you see so many different types of things, right, are sold on that agro strip. Yes. But this time, and actually we are the ones, this agro strip was birthed out of a member of the St. Kitts Farmers Co-op, Mr. Solomon Morton. He felt that it was time to put the co-ops out there, and he wanted to showcase the co-ops, talk about the benefits of the co-ops and see what the co-ops have to offer. And so he came up with the term agro-strip, and everybody has been using that term, the agro-strip. So we're going to have, on the agro-strip, we're going to have the St. Kitts Farmers Co-op, we're going to have the Lyamiga Agricultural Cooperative, the Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative, we have the Gideon Force Agricultural Cooperatives, and these cooperatives are going to bring so much. So for example, let me just choose one. The Lakers, the Lyamiga Agricultural Cooperative, they're going to be having, of course, the usual fruits and vegetables, but in addition to that, they're going to be making cassava bread on the spot. Ooh. So they're going to have an expert making cassava bread. Jamie, you look as if you're too young to know about cassava bread.
Wow, I can't help. Sure about that. Call me babyface. No, I know about cassava bread, but when you said on the spot, that's what piqued my interest, to be honest.
Yes, it's going to be on the spot. You come, the person is going to be there doing the stuff, making the stuff, showing you how to do things, and they're going to have the cassava bread on the spot. They're also going to have, when was the last time you had sugar cake from the shell? Or have you ever?
I love the way this interview is turned. No, it's been a long time, to be honest.
Okay.
So you're going to have that?
Yes, we're going to have that. We're going to have cooked food and the raw food. Okay. Mackerel and dumpling, they're going to have the mackerel and dumpling. Fantastic. I'm telling you. We're going to have the St. Kitts Farmers Co-op. They're going to have their vegan ice cream. Ice cream made from sweet potato. Have you ever heard such?
No.
And not only that,
forward to that.
Ice cream made from plantain.
Ooh, looking forward to that as well.
Yes. So it's going to be quite interesting.
Don't forget the fishers and the beekeepers.
Of course. In fact, Monroe, perhaps you can speak to that.
Tell us what you got.
We have, I personally have not tasted it, but I hear the Fisherman Co-op have some wonderful fried fish and bakes. So I personally will look forward to that. I'll patronize them, and I encourage everyone to come out, patronize the cooperatives if possible, socialize, interact. You might find some knowledge that you wanted. You might even find a place that might be useful for you. Maybe you become a member. Nice. In terms of the beekeepers, I think we'll have something sweet and something entertaining. I don't want to say too much, but if you come out and you find our booth, you'll find something interesting.
I'm going to put you on the spot here because as a matter of fact, we know to expect sweet because we're talking about beekeepers. But we're also interested in learning about the beehive demonstration.
Ooh,
yes.
Okay.
I put it out there, Monroe.
So
why don't you look into that camera and tell the public all about it?
Okay, so the beehive exhibition is what is called an observation hive. That is the aim, and what it is, it's a functioning hive with bees in it, but secured. Something that persons can come and see bees in the structure that we create, and with it being in front of you, you get to see the bees up close. You get to interact with the beekeepers, so you can ask questions. What's that? How do you do this? Why does it look like this? We can tell you the name, we can show you the parts of the bees, we can show you the structure of the hive, and if you're lucky, you might even find a queen bee in there.
Ooh.
Okay, I would expect you to point it out because I know nothing about bees.
Maybe we'll make that a puzzle for a prize.
Sure. I like it. I like it. This sounds very exciting. As a matter of fact, I think that it's a great initiative. I understand that you're appealing to, because you obviously have been branded by the St. Kitts Music Festival as well as part of the activities. That's great. I can see opportunities for education, though, young children as well. So is that something that you will cater to?
Hopefully. Ms. Allen, could you speak on that?
Of course. In terms of education, well, especially in terms of the beekeepers, we have invited a few of the schools to come on out and to witness. We have the Tucker Clark School just close by, and we have invited them to come because we know that when we talk about bees, we talk about pollination, and there's always an opportunity to learn. We need the honey in St. Kitts. I notice he hasn't spoken about honey. But
He's
trust
leaving
me,
it for the strip.
But trust me, I know that people are going to come out for that honey. So we are looking forward to that.
That's it. I love the switching, sugar cane to honey. We never know. It might be a whole other industry that we're developing.
Correct.
So, okay, we're going to talk more in the next interview. Unfortunately, we're out of time for today, but we want to thank you for sharing so much information with us. You've definitely whet our appetites. I'm looking forward to the agro strip. I'm looking forward to learning more about cooperatives.
Too.
And I want to thank you for encouraging other people to be part of cooperatives because we realize how important it is. Thank you both.
Thank you for having us.
You're indeed welcome. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN, everyone. Stay tuned.
Hi. If you are a smoker, please pay attention to this message. According to the World Health Organization, there are 1.3 billion smokers in the world today, and tobacco kills 1 out of every 2 smokers. Did you know that there is enough nicotine in 5 cigarettes to kill an average adult if ingested whole? There are more than 7,000 chemicals in tobacco smoke, of which more than 250 are known to be harmful. More than 69 are known to cause cancer, and 16 are classified as Group 1 carcinogens. Smoking kills. Are you ignoring that warning every time you smoke? Please stop. Smoking can lead to severe health complications and even death. It affects almost every organ in the body, especially the lungs and heart. It raises blood pressure, increases blood clots, and increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cancer. It is hard to quit smoking, but it is not impossible. Don't let tobacco destroy you. Remember the 4 Ds to curb your tobacco cravings. 1. Delay. Set a time limit before you decide to smoke. 2. Drink water. Go get a drink before you do anything else. 3. Do something else. Have a goodie bag handy of other things to do. And 4. Deep breathing. Take at least 10 deep breaths every time you think about smoking. Quit smoking and live a longer and happier life. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis.
I'm here to St. Kitts, Nevis. You don't know for us I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one for all. St. Kitts, Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface of the places you go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat. And you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love St. Kitts bad. Easy no man.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
This is Christopher Martin, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all at St. Kitts Music Festival, which runs from June 23rd through to the 25th. All my fans, all my supporters, come out in your numbers, you understand? Because this is going to be an experience like no other. Martin and dancing to the fullest. Yo, if you say we are friend, come out to the music festival then. Easy.
I don't trust nobody who's friends with everybody.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are talking today with Esther Thomas. She's here to speak about her grand book launch and tour, Ascend. So welcome to Good Morning SKN, Esther.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're certainly welcome. Now, when I think about the word ascend, I think about soaring to new heights. So can you expound on this extravagant book launch for Soaring to New Heights or Ascend?
Certainly, I could definitely do that. So with Ascend, one of the things I've realized is that there's so many persons sitting around going about their everyday lives, and they have so much potential wrapped up inside of them, but there are limiting beliefs that often allow them to, stay in a position for ever so long, or there are cyclical issues that they may have experienced or even trauma at an early age. And so that's why we see persons who are probably 40 or 50 or 60 dealing with 5-year-old and 4-year-old and 3-year-old insecurities because they never took the time to address those issues. And so with Ascend, what we're doing is going beneath the soil, because everybody look at a plant sometimes and you say, oh, it's beautiful, it's lovely, but we don't even know if there's a deficiency issue that exists, right? We don't know if there's, lack of water, lack of nutrients, etc. And we never really take time to dig beneath the soil to assess, are we good? Are we okay? And so with Ascend, what we're doing is challenging people to step out of their comfort zones. We're challenging them to understand that, God would have created you with purpose, with vigor, and allowing persons to sometimes walk back to the place where they ran from because they were afraid to confront those issues, and telling them now is the time that you have to get up and do what you've been called to do.
Soar to higher heights.
Based on everything that you've just said, and you've said quite a lot, how difficult or easy was this book to write?
It was not easy. And although it's my 8th publication,
congrats.
It wasn't, thank you. It was not easy because I realized that in order to encourage persons to get up, it wasn't just to tell them that you can do it, but I had to become candid and vulnerable and uncensored and share my journey to ascension. And so even in this book, in chapters 2 or 3, I talk about molestation, the platform that gave me the rise to jump. And so for many of us, we find ourselves in situations where, because we would have gone through a particular thing, we allowed that thing to be what keeps us stagnant and not allow us to progress. And so I speak about it from a raw perspective, feeling that pain all over again and understanding that although it happened to me, it is not me and it's not a reflection of who I am. And I realized that over the years, as I walked back to that place and allowed myself to realize that I have to accept that it happened. It was only until I accepted that it happened that I was able to identify and strategize as to how I would move forward from that place. And so in a sense, what we're encouraging people to do is that understand, yes, it's hard. Yes, it happened to you. Yes, you didn't like the fact that it happened, but you can't stay there forever. You have to get up and you have to keep moving.
So I get from you, and I'm so glad that you shared that, it's a book of healing, and it's also a book of vision. So you go back to the past where you deal with things that are traumatic, and obviously that's not easy for anyone to do.
Certainly.
But it's necessary if, as you put it, you are to ascend.
Definitely.
I get the message. Thank you so much.
Right. You're most welcome. So how long have you been planning this book tour, Esther?
Actually, the tour before the book, the idea came in 2019. But because of the pandemic, we had to put it on a pause. But it was this year, it came back so vividly, and it's something that I could not let go of. And so I knew that I had to pursue the idea because it's bigger than me, it's bigger than St. Kitts and Nevis, it's bigger than all that I've known. And so with Ascend, what we're doing is we're going throughout the Caribbean, we're going outside of the Caribbean, and we are taking that message to the globe and letting people know, look, you've been chosen for such a time as this. So even where you're at right now, you may be at a particular workplace, but don't just see it as a job, see it as your assignment, so that whenever you leave that environment, you would have left legacy and you would have made an impact on the lives of the persons that you would have encountered. So no, it wasn't easy. It's been a couple of years coming, but I'm confident now that it is the time where we should really get up and start moving. So whether it's an idea that you want to materialize, it's the book that you need to write, or it's relocating or starting a new job, or getting out of that toxic relationship, you have the power to do it. It's in you and you can get it done.
This is so incredibly motivating, and I love the way that it appeals to anybody, really, because we all have those issues, we all have those insecurities and those limiting beliefs. What can you tell us by way of even scaling the surface a little bit as to what one of the limiting beliefs is that you might have mentioned in that book?
Right, so we speak a lot about fear. We speak about anxiety. We speak about procrastination. And procrastination is something that everyone can relate to.
Yes.
We often probably not do a thing because we think that we're unqualified, we don't have what it takes, we're inexperienced, or we're afraid to step out and ask for help because a lot of us, we stay on the sidelines and we look at people doing awesome things, but we never stop to think, probably I should have a conversation with this individual because they are heading in the direction that I want to pursue, but because of timidity or because of the fear of them saying no, we never really step out to ask, how can you help me? And allow that person to begin to serve us at the place where we're at so we can move from where we're at to where we need to be.
Brilliant.
So can you tell us some of the presenters that will be on this tour and what islands you will hit up during this tour?
Certainly. So for St. Kitts, Ascend takes off in St. Kitts on Thursday, 30th June at 7:30 p.m. at the OJ's complex on the second floor. The speakers, one being my husband, Pastor Jeremy Thomas, the pastor of Kingdom Advance Church. We have him as well as Chrisanne Ambrose out of Antigua. She is a life coach, motivational speaker, and best-selling author. And we also have Pastor Boris Johnson from Pentecostal Harvest. And so we have 4 persons. We will be having individual speakers as well as coach conversations because we really want to sit down and have that uncensored, candid conversation that persons need to have, but they don't have because they think it's taboo and they really don't want persons to know that I'm dealing with this or I'm experiencing this. And so we are having the hard discussions about the hard topics. And so we're also setting the environment and setting the tone so that persons can feel free to ask questions, and even right then and there, we begin to help persons get out of the rut that they're in.
This is nothing like anything that I've heard of before.
I know.
And I really appreciate it because you are right. There is some fear sometimes in sharing things that we've been through that might be traumatic. There is some fear sometimes in thinking, who do I talk to?
Yes.
Because I can't trust anybody.
Right.
And when I'm hearing that you're having these couch conversations and it's going to be candid and somewhat cathartic, I appreciate so much the message that you are able to convey that is in that book, Ascend. Esther Thomas, thank you so much. We'll be back to talk with you more in a moment. Stay tuned, everyone.
Yo, me pray every time I feel can't do no different. Swear me have a win, that's why I'ma try again. Pray every time I feel, cause God always a listen. One day I have to win, that's why I'ma try again.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are joined by Esther Thomas, the woman behind the book, Ascend. Yeah, I can't wait to get into that book, to be honest with you. And talking with you, we're getting some insight into what motivated you to write that book. Now I'm going to ask you whether there is a significant chapter other than what you've mentioned or a significant line in that book that resonates with you. If so, why?
Definitely. To be honest, all of the chapters resonate.
The entire book.
But I would like to point out the first chapter, Born to Believe Bigger. And in that book, it sets the tone for the engagement, the work that we're going to do, because what we're trying to do is not give people information only, but also I wanted persons to be able to be guided to do the soul work. And so we're taking you on a journey where you're not just receiving information, but having received that information, you're postured in such a way where you're asking yourself the hard questions. And you know, sometimes we read books or we read blogs, we attend events, we attend conferences, and all we ever leave is saying, oh, this was a good event, it was good for me to be here. But we're never challenged and we're never put in a place where we have to make the hard decisions. And so what this book allows you to do is to make a decision. It's either I'm going to stay here, I'm not going to stay here. And if I'm not going to stay here, what do I need to do? And so we walk you through the process of identifying even what's limiting you from ascension. And after you would have identified that, we get to the root causes. So there's a root cause analysis that we do to find out why exactly you're experiencing what you're experiencing and why you're at. Then we go on to establishing strategies that will help you to move from that place, and then a follow-up process where we begin to monitor and begin to determine, am I still there? Have I progressed? If I've progressed, in what magnitude, to what degree? And so the book in itself really guides you, but that Born to Believe chapter is where you really understand that believing bigger and doing bigger and evolving is what you were born to do. And so I take you back to where ascension all began in the book of Genesis, where Adam was created. And if you ever read the book of Genesis, you realize that no one mentored Adam or sponsored Adam. Adam didn't go to a master class, but from the very time he was created, God gave him instructions, and immediately he began to carry out those instructions. And so it means that ultimately we are born with these gifts and born with these talents. And if we just believe in ourselves and understand that everything we need is inside of us, we will begin to go digging inside of ourselves and not necessarily looking for external validation.
I like it.
That's a solid point.
Wow, believe in you. Believe in you. Oh man, motivated to the core.
I'm not motivating you, Esther.
No, I said I'm motivated to the core. I just looked at you when I said it. Yeah. So with all this motivation on your flyers, there are vouchers to be won. So if I'm interested in winning a voucher, how do I go about that to get all this motivation and more?
Okay, great. Even before I get to the voucher, I'll speak about the package offering. So for even Ascend, the event, it's a cost of $150 EC. But with that cost, you will get a signed copy of my book, Ascend, chosen for such a time as this, as well as Operation Game Plan by Krista and Amber. So it's a total of 2 books. In addition to that, you'll be experiencing a life-changing, empowering event that we know is going to change your life. In addition to that, you stand the chance, as long as you're there, as long as you have your ticket, ticket to receive a night for two, to win a night for two at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel, or you can receive a voucher for dinner for two at Marshall's Resort. You can also receive gift certificates from Beauty Inside Out, Anika Ailey Artistry, Anointed Touch as well, and there are two others, yes. Just coming back to my memory. So you can also get 1 hour of free life coaching with Chrisanne, or you can get 1 hour of free business consultancy with yours truly.
Okay. So I have a follow-up question as well. So after I'm done attending the conference, I'm working with the book, how do I get follow-up support from you?
All right, so you can get follow-up support by following me on socials. You can get follow-up support by purchasing my masterclasses, visiting my website at estherjthomas.com, as well as Chrisanne's website, and also the pastors who will be with us as they also perform in the secular arena as well, and not just within the four walls of the church.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that social media address, can you look into that camera and let her know?
Definitely, right. So social media handles for Instagram, I am Esther J. Thomas, and also for Facebook, Esther J. Thomas. And tickets, I don't think I mentioned it, can be purchased at JoJo's Creations on Church Street, or by visiting my website at www.estherjthomas.com, or you can even call 660-6849.
Oh, so many ways to get in touch with you. No excuse to begin that journey to ascension.
Yes.
One of the points that I want to talk to you about, though, is it's easy to get caught up, it seems, in needing to know what to change. But then when we get back to the reality of our situations, when we realize that change cannot happen overnight, I think that that is where we might lose some people in the process. What do you say to people like that who experience those things? Is that part of your strategizing with them?
Definitely. One of the things I underscore to persons is that they must extend grace to themselves. Very often we sit with people, we speak with people, and we say, be kind to yourself. We tell them things like, it didn't happen overnight, and so you're not going to be healed overnight. And so we often allow persons to realize that, especially when you get to the identification stage and the acceptance stage, it can be truly difficult, because you're often now feeling the pain that you didn't feel when it actually happened, because you try to think that it didn't happen, it wasn't happening, it didn't happen to me. And so it can be very traumatic at that stage, but we walk persons through that stage, allowing them to understand, look, you're not the first person and you're not going to be the last. And so even with that truth, we also go a step further by helping them to understand that the healing is one aspect, but then wholeness is another aspect, because sometimes you pursue healing, but we're not necessarily whole. And so we're looking at it from a holistic approach and allowing them to understand that it's a step-by-step process, step by step.
Esther, I can talk to you all day. And I imagine anybody who attends, the book launch will be in for a treat. So you get the final word. I want you to tell us again where we can purchase tickets, what the costs are. Look right into that camera.
No problem. So tickets again are $150 EC. As part of the package, you will get a signed copy of my book, Ascend, chosen for such a time as this, as well as Operation Game Plan by bestselling author Chrisanne Ambrose. You will also have the option to win many giveaways. And once you're interested in attending, you can purchase tickets at JoJo's Creations on Church Street, or visiting my website at www.estherjthomas.com.
Esther, it's been truly a pleasure.
Yeah, with all that motivation, we have to attend.
Thank you for having me.
And I do hope the viewers attend. And viewers, we are asking you to stay motivated and stick with us, as we will be right back after this break.
I'm here to St. Kitts, Nevis. You don't know infamous I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one, one for all. St. Kitts Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface of the places you go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love St. Kitts bad. Easy no man.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
St. Kitts and Nevis, it's me, your girl Jada Kingdom, aka Twinkle. And June the 25th, I'm gonna be performing live at the St. Kitts Music Festival at the Kim Collins Field. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see you guys. I want you guys to show me a good time because it's gonna be my first time at St. Kitts and Nevis, and we're gonna have crazy fun. See you guys there. Mwah.
One day I have to win. That's
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
All right, so this question is rhetorical, but I'll ask it anyway. Hortensia, do you know what is happening this weekend?
What's happening this weekend?
I said it's
Only
rhetorical.
the biggest festival in the, should I say world or the Caribbean?
You can say whatever you want.
In the world and in our federation. So the biggest festival that has been on a 2-year hiatus because of COVID-19. So it's back.
Yeah.
Music festival. The St. Kitts Music Festival is back.
Exactly, and it's the most diverse musical experience in the Caribbean. All week, last week, we have been giving away music festival tickets daily here on GMSKN. I repeat, daily here on GMSKN. Guess what? Today's not going to be any different. We have 3 tickets that we are ready to give away to 3 lucky viewers tuned in right now. And all you have to
You have to be tuned in.
All you have to do is to let me complete my instructions. Yes, you might misunderstand part of it. So here you go. You're going to have to call the number 664-7327 when I give you the prompt.
Yes.
664-7327 is the number. You do that only when I give you the prompt. You follow the instructions for a chance to win. So I know that you don't really want to see me talk about giving away music festival tickets. You actually want to receive the tickets. So
Exactly.
let's get the show
to
on
it
the
already.
road. All right? So here's what we're going to do to pick our first winner. If you can answer this question, you win a ticket for night 1. That is June 23rd, Thursday, June 23rd. The question is this. In what year did the St. Kitts Music Festival launch? In what year did the St. Kitts Music Festival launch? If you know the answer, call me right now, 664-7327. In what year did the St. Kitts Music Festival launch? I'll venture to say that this one should be very easy because even if you did not know that, there are ways to find out. But last week when we conducted a particular interview,
Monday,
and I won't say when or with whom, it came up in that interview. So you ought to know what year it was launched because I certainly do remember that. 664-7327, 664-7327. If you want to be dancing and jiving on night 1 of the St. Kitts Music Festival for free, call me at 664, I'm giving you the wrong numbers now. 664-7327, 7327, that's 664-7327, and win a ticket to night 1. If you don't believe what I'm saying here, this is the phone. The ticket could be yours.
Yes, but guess what? They have to call. And they have to ensure that they win that ticket because it's going to be high energy. Ooh, ooh.
Good day, caller. You are live on Good Morning SKN.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
The question is 1996.
The answer to the question is 1996. Correct. And your name, please?
Kalia France.
Say again?
Kalia France.
Kalia France?
Yeah.
All right,
Kalia.
Kalia. Congratulations. Hold the line for a second because I want to talk to you a little bit. What are you looking forward to for this year's festival the most? Apart from the free ticket, of course.
Especially highlights and
Sorry, say again?
to listen to my favorite ads, especially highlights and maximum.
Oh, I see. Nice. Well, I know you're going to have a really great time. I'm glad that we're able to help you get there for free. Have a fantastic time on us, on the St. Kitts Music Festival. Enjoy. You know what? Take some pictures first and tag us on social media, okay? At Studio 3278. You are so welcome. Have a good day, and thanks for calling. All right, so that was our first winner. I know that somebody else was trying to call in. Apparently,
You got to be first. You got to be first. In all this excitement, you got to be first. You got to be tuned in. You got to listen to when Jamie says call. Once he says call, your phone should be in your hand, as a matter of fact, if you're watching. So as soon as Jamie says it's okay to call, you just start dialing.
Yeah, but we're not calling now. That's the thing. We are not calling anymore. That was our one call of the day. All right. So we're going to go to the second ticket that we're going to give away. And here's how that's going to be. The winner's going to be selected.
So the next winner will be selected from a pool of Instagram and Facebook commenters. The winner will receive a free music festival ticket for night 2. That's Friday night, the second night of the music festival. That's on Friday, June 24. So let's spin that wheel.
Why is there a white lady looking like she's Vanna White's mother? I don't know.
She was looking like, am I going to win?
Is there any significance to her
She looks like,
there?
am I going to win? Is it my time to win?
Talk about stating the obvious.
I know. Spin that wheel.
All right, guys. So if you did what was required of you, then your name is on that list. We're going to get a winner from those of you who chose. Go ahead and spin that wheel for us, and we'll see who wins.
Music, me. Oh, Yaya loves. It's all about the love and the Yaya. So she'll be enjoying night 2. Congrats, Yaya love. I love the name.
You assume that it's a she, Cortez. That's a major supposition.
Oh my gosh. My bad. But I think Yaya is like, it's just love. It just sounds
Yeah.
ladylike.
You know what? I don't know who it is. Yeah. Whether you're a boy, a girl, a man, or a woman.
Okay,
Yeah. You're way to
I
the
stand
St. Kitts Music
corrected.
Festival. One love to you. Enjoy
Yes.
it. Night 2. The ticket is yours. We'll be in touch with you to tell you exactly what you need to do to redeem your prize. But congratulations. All right, so we're moving on to the third winner. Of course, there were 3 nights.
3 is
to
a
this
charm.
festival,
3 is always a charm.
3 winners. We're giving daily giveaways here. And you know what? We're not skimping at Studio 327. We could have given away 1 ticket per day. But why do that? Where's the fun in that? We've given 3, right? Studio 327 giving you 3 tickets every day
Daily.
for each of the 3 nights at the St. Kitts Music Festival. You see what I'm doing here, right? That 3 keeps occurring.
Yes.
In any event, here is what we have to do to determine who wins the third ticket for night 3. Initially, the St. Kitts Music Festival was held for 4 nights. Our final winner of today has to answer this 2-part question.
2 parts.
Interesting. So here's the first question. What genre of music was played on the 4th night? And the second part is, in what year was the festival reduced to 3 nights? So it's not our only call for the day. I stand corrected. I'm going to retract that statement. You have to call us again at 664-7327, and I will repeat the question. When I'm done repeating, then we'll start accepting calls. So what genre of music was played on the 4th night of the music festival, and in what year was the festival reduced to 3 nights? If you can answer that 2-part question, a ticket to night 3 is yours. 664-7327. 664-7327. Ooh,
See,
night 3.
I can only answer the first question, but I can't answer period. I do not know when it changed.
Well, you know what? Everybody's got internet now. Everybody's got phones, and everybody's got friends. Some of whom have
So they're
already
gonna
won
go do
tickets.
some research?
So there is absolutely no excuse for you not to even attempt this,
Yes.
because you might be right. And in Bob Barker style, the price
is right.
Might be yours. No, the price can't be right. They're not
is
paying.
right.
The price is free. Well,
Exactly, the price is right.
Okay, there you go.
$3.99.
You win.
$3.99.
You win. You're the game show
So the price
queen
is
today.
right. Come on down. Play. Come on.
they're not coming down. They're calling. 664-7327. 664-7327.
Why you gotta dull my shine?
I will repeat the question. Here we go. If you can. Oh, well, I guess I won't be
They're
repeating the
ready.
question. Good day, caller. You are live on Good Morning SKN. No, that caller decided not to call. What happened? They disconnected the call, guys. Please call again.
Please.
I don't know what happened. Perhaps they didn't want Good Morning SKN. Is our number close to anything? Fast food joints? I don't know, cup of coffee joint maybe? Okay, here we go. They're calling back. Great.
I doubt.
Let's do this again. Good morning, caller. You were live on Good Morning SKN. The answer is yes. Could you speak a little louder, please? The answer for the first question is gospel. Do you know the second answer? What year was it canceled? 2007. You are right. You just won yourself a ticket to night 3 of the St. Kitts Music Festival. Congratulations. Hold that line. You have to give me your name. So could you tell me what it is, please? Milena Knight. Hey, Milena. You know what? Charlize got away the last time she called.
Aww.
Sisterly love is in the house. I appreciate.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you guys are watching us together and you're winning together too. That's great, Milena. How are you? All right, it's good to hear you. So, what are you looking forward to most for this year's festival, apart from the free night that you're going to? Oh, okay, nice, awesome. So you know what you're gonna have to do first now? Here's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna come to the studio. You're gonna collect your ticket. You know, we're going to talk to you off here about how to do that. But I want you to do something first. When you go to that festival, take a selfie, take a couple of pictures or whatever,
tag us.
and be sure to tag us on any one of our social media pages. Can you do that for us, Milena? All right. You know what? I'm glad that you won. Congratulations again. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy night 3 of the St. Kitts Music Festival. All right. Bye-bye. So that's it, guys. We've got ourselves. The call is coming in. You know, people are calling. And unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to answer because I have no more tickets to give away today. It pains me so, but guess what? This is only the first day of this week. We're continuing to do this up until June 24th.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you have chances to win. Make sure you put our number on speed dial and keep watching to know when to call in, right?
Yeah.
Because you might just be the lucky winner of a free ticket to the St. Kitts Music Festival.
Yes.
And I'm bummed because I can't do that. I can't participate. I can't be here and there at the same time. They'll know that I'm cheating because my phone will be in one hand and I'll be answering myself, like I said. No fear. In any event, you know what? You guys won. We're happy that you did. And we'll be back in a flash. Stay tuned.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Has anyone ever touched you here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you are just joining us, you are joining us at a precise time for a day in history. But wait, can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Were you asking me or were you asking
I'm asking the viewers and then I'm asking you.
I'm hearing that. But I'm certain that our viewers are hearing what it is that they're hearing.
For those of you who may have recognized this sound, you might have a hunch about today's topic of discussion. On this day, the 20th June in the summer of 1975, Jamie, we weren't even dreamt of as yet, right? A movie was released that changed the course of film history forever. It is the first summer blockbuster film that earned up to $470 million in global returns. Money, 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 money.
Not just money, that's big money.
Wow, and 47 years ago today, a phenomenon was born, and that phenomenon is Jaws. So let's take a look at the trailer for the movie that remains a classic today.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws. From the best-selling novel, Jaws. Rated PG. May be too intense for younger children.
So what are your thoughts on that movie? Do you remember that movie though?
What do you mean if I remember that movie? Who does not remember Jaws if you are living right now? Seriously. Jaws was epic, Cortez.
I know.
Jaws was the kind of movie, definitely thriller movie, that had me on the edge of my seat, literally, for every single scene, because it's like, when is Jaws going to hit? When are they going to find him? Who is going to be the next victim? And look at all of that blood in the water. Oh, I was never more excited to watch a movie.
I mean, Jaws was made in 1975. We weren't born until the 80s. And it still was a classic. I remember going to Universal Orlando and we went on the ride. The ride was a bit jokey, but classic. The shark. He was just jumping on the water, constantly jumping on the water, and then the heat, the fire, and all of that. But I was afraid to go in the water after I watched the movie for the fear of sharks. And every time I look at something that has sharks in it, I'm on to today. It has to be a while before I go in the water. And if I go in the water, I'm constantly looking to make sure I don't see a fin coming from any angle.
Wow. Cortentia's looking for the fins, guys, and she missed the gigantic shark behind her. Anyway, this is where we're going with this. All right. So honestly, the music in that movie was the kind of music that just made me anticipate what was going to happen next. Do you realize what happened in the music? The speed, or let's say the timing of it, right? It just sped up as something was going to happen. Jaws attack was imminent. It's right there. And every time I hear that music, I go, okay, I smile, which is a strange reaction to have, but it's just one of those movies that makes me smile as to how good it was, how I felt having watched it. The actors as well were really very good. Some of them went on to take different roles, at least, and one of them that I know of, very popular actor, and it was great. The storyline was great.
It was, yeah.
The acting was great. There were no real special effects, I could say, other than, there's a shark that's attacking people. Yet that is a story that got everybody so interested and fearful. Maybe me, because, I live on an island, in case you didn't realize that. Yeah.
Just coming out the water every minute to get somebody.
Interesting. And then we had our own mini Jaws event here with the sharks washing up not too long ago.
Oh,
yes. As well. So, it was one of those things, right? But, yeah, great story.
But did you know the movie was actually based on a book?
I heard it in the trailer. I didn't know that
an
before.
Actual story.
I wonder what would be more interesting what would be more interesting, the book or the movie? And I kind of think that it's the book. The book tells the story of a great white shark that look at this. It preys.
It's right above Jamie's head.
It preys upon a small resort town and the voyage of three men trying to kill it. The novel grew out of the author Peter Benchley's interest in shark attacks after he learned about the exploits of New York shark fisherman Frank Mundus in 1964. This is so very interesting. So Jaws is effectively based on life, although not necessarily a real life story, because we know that they tend to embellish these things when they're in movies, but really it has cinematic appeal. Even to this day. If you've not seen Jaws, guys, go watch it. Go watch Jaws. There's nothing else like it.
I wonder if it's going to have the same effect on the younger generation as it did on us.
I think it would, to be honest with you. If they could sit through that and, not be bothered by the lack of remastering of the colors, because what that was like then. They should be fine. Honestly, it was a really good movie, and I think it's one that's worth watching. That fear just lingers all the way throughout that movie. I don't even know about long but it was just that constant fear of this shark is going to attack.
Yeah.
And the blood. I tell you, I smile when I think of, which is weird, and I don't know if I'm getting my signals crossed between Jaws and Jabberjaw, which really...
Jabberjaw was a cutie.
But that's just the point, right?
Yeah, he was a cutie on land.
Kind of played on the name Jaws, too, but you get me. It's like Jabberjaw, right? But shark attack. I mean, these things are real, though.
Yeah, they are.
But the movie's
they happen until now.
Yeah, the movie's account of it was really good. I gotta say, I can watch it right now. Why do you guys have me here talking about Jaws when I can be literally watching the TV, watching Jaws right now? Do you see the torture, Cortensia?
Well, you see, there are a few clips they want us to look at from Jaws. So there you go. You can watch it again.
I get my wish. Okay,
look at that. I would love the viewers to comment and let.
Oh, the way the body floats.
I know.
It's scary, right?
It is.
It's interesting to me because when you see a shark attacking somebody on the shore, in all the modern movies that I'm seeing, everybody runs away. It's literally only the family members that are there like, huh. In that movie, everybody's like stationary. They're just taking it in. Is that going to happen in real life, Cortez? Like literally, shark attack. Everybody's going to be standing.
Everybody's going to run. Only the family, as you said, is going to run towards the victim.
Literally.
Yeah.
And the lifeguards.
Yeah. But Jaws was in too close, man. Why was he in so close?
Oh, well, you know what? We've got a second clip. You're going to need a bigger boat. Let's see what this one's all about.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this shit. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
You realize all the chatter he had until he saw Jaws? He's just trying out a chow for Jaws to come up, and then Jaws comes up and he just backs all the way into the cabin.
To be the only one who sees that thing right there has got to scar you. You did a great job of acting that scene.
Yeah.
Honestly. I gotta tell you though, while being a timeless source of entertainment for many, which of it still is, I'm telling you.
It still is.
Jaws remains one of the main movies that depict sharks in a negative light.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd like to end today's segment by sharing 3 facts about sharks with you. All right, so let's talk about sharks. Let's talk about the facts.
In a positive light.
Well, apparently it's going to be a positive light.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're looking for the positive facts about sharks. There we go.
Wow. So sharks' assault on humans are exceedingly rare. Their diet primarily consists of fish, crustaceans, and sometimes larger marine mammals. So they don't necessarily attack you unless they feel attacked. Do you think that's the case?
I don't know what it is, but I know that that word primarily suggests that it's not only. So I'm leaving it with that.
If they see legs that are moving, they're coming for it.
I guess it's positive. We're not as desirable as we think we are.
You think? They swim so close to us. It's like they're looking for food.
Whatever you say, Cortezia. Whatever you say. All right, so here's the second fact about sharks. Sharks keep ocean ecosystems in balance. Sharks are apex predators. They typically prey on weak and sick animals, thus keeping the overall population healthy.
So they're really not bosses of the sea after all. The fact that they're not going to pick a fight with someone that can defend themselves. So they're really not the boss of the sea.
Okay, that's a fact. That's your theory. I'm not going to test it out. Safe for you. We've got a third shark fact, don't we? The friendliest. You preempted.
Sharks protect seagrass beds by their intimidating presence. Alone, sharks protect these meadows. They prevent overgrazing on seagrass by encouraging prey to graze on border range of seagrass. So that's a good thing.
Interesting.
Thank you, sharks.
Here's a fourth
protecting
fact.
the seagrass.
Jabberjaw is the friendliest shark there ever was. That's my fourth fact. All right, there we go.
The others are intimidating, though.
All righty.
Yeah.
So we're going to tie the shark segment in a bow. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to leave it in the sea. Is that what we're going to do?
We're going to back into the cabin, and then we are going to back out when we return after this.
Hi. If you are a smoker, please pay attention to this message. According to the World Health Organization, there are 1.3 billion smokers in the world today, and tobacco kills 1 out of every 2 smokers. Did you know that there is enough nicotine in 5 cigarettes to kill an average adult if ingested whole? There are more than 7,000 chemicals in tobacco smoke, of which more than 250 are known to be harmful. More than 69 are known to cause cancer, and 16 are classified as Group 1 carcinogens. Smoking kills. Are you ignoring that warning every time you smoke? Please stop. Smoking can lead to severe health complications and even death. It affects almost every organ in the body, especially the lungs and heart. It raises blood pressure, increases blood clots, and increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cancer. It is hard to quit smoking, but it is not impossible. Don't let tobacco destroy you. Remember the 4 Ds to curb your tobacco cravings. 1. Delay. Set a time limit before you decide to smoke. 2. Drink water. Go get a drink before you do anything else. 3. Do something else. Have a goodie bag handy of other things to do. And 4. Deep breathing. Take at least 10 deep breaths every time you think about smoking. Quit smoking and live a longer and happier life. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen?
Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cooked today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't call me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me
Let
go!
go what? You just see what really happen. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
Every day mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization. Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Question for you. Do you have spare change? When you buy something and you get coins back, what do you do with them? Well, I have the perfect suggestion for you. Why not give those coins to charity? Change to charity, in fact. What's that, you ask? Well, I'm sure many of you want to know about it, and today we have, as representatives of that organization, one person in particular, Mala Wetston, along with a representative of some of the organizations that benefit from that organization. So the first one being Giselle Matthews, representing PALS. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome, ladies. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. You're certainly welcome.
So we're talking about change today, in fact, change for charity. What is it about and whose brainchild is it?
It was my brainchild, but I can't take all the credit because there are already so many different retail outlets and stores that offer the option for customers at checkout to make a donation. Those donations only go to one organization typically, and I wanted, given the economic environment, given COVID, given that there's so many worthy causes out there, that we be able to reach more of them. Especially during COVID when no one was able to fundraise and the need in so many different aspects was greater, I wanted a way, or I looked for a way to be able to help more than one charity. And so change represents money change, and it represents making a change. And sorry, I'm not very good at public speaking.
No,
so
but
I'm
following you.
You're doing
well.
Great, thank you. We decided that we would, I came up with the idea, I made a proposal to RAMS. Coincidentally and thankfully they're my family, and they liked my proposal. We discussed it, and now here we are.
So Giselle, what is PALS and what is your organization's objective?
So PALS is the Pediatric Assistance League of St. Kitts Nevis, and it was established back in 1990. We've helped hundreds of children over that period of time. But more recently, in the last, I would say, 10 years, PALS has we've used the social media and the change in technology and communication to sort of ramp up PALS and allow the public to get involved and engage the public on PALS. In its inception, it was a quiet organization funded quietly by just a group of people, many who are expats who were sort of living here, wanted to help the children of St. Kitts, and so quietly. But 10 years ago, I was offered the position of president, and Carolyn Chisholm, who's now the president. I'm the executive director. And so we engaged all the local businesses, and more cases were coming about, obviously, so we needed more support. Our mission is to provide the necessary financial resources required for families who do not have the means to send their child overseas for medical care. So it's for specifically designed to help those who need emergency or critical care outside of St. Kitts and Nevis. That's the main purpose and mission of PALS. And then the role is to raise the funds required. Or to have the funds handy that we can get that child out as soon as we can.
All right, so there are a couple of things that I want to know. One is, when did this marriage take place? Because you're obviously benefiting from Change for Charity. So how did that take place? And the other one is that I'd like to get an update on little Bria, her condition as well.
So if I can answer the first question, or you go with Brianna, you decide.
Well, I'd like to just plug RAMS for a second, because this relationship between us started many years ago with RAMS. They've been one of the one of the larger companies on St. Kitts who have come forward from the inception to be one of our platinum partners of PALS. And so we have always had the support of RAMS in terms of an annual check from the company for PALS. And I would like to appeal to many more companies to do the same while we're here.
There's your camera.
Right. So that relationship started many years ago, including just the continued support throughout whenever we need it. We always know we can go to them. Sometimes we even say, no, not you this time, we're gonna, but always coming forth. So that's where that partnership started years ago. And Marla's sister, Shoba, also now sits on the executive of PALS to assist us with events and fundraising and such. The second question was?
Little Bria, the update.
Little Bria. Oh, so little Bria, right now, she's still in hospital. She's stable. They're just, we're waiting currently to have a hospital accept her. Her case is very specialized, and so we have to make sure that she goes to the right location. Her surgery was done in COVID. We had a few cases that were emergency, she being one. She did go to a hospital in Santo Domingo, which took care of her and did her surgery back then. But as she's growing and developing, she needs to have several surgeries over time. And so her bands now need to be changed. However, with the language barrier in Santo Domingo, it was a bit of a challenge, but it was COVID, and we had to find partnerships outside of our regular World Pediatric Project partnership. And so we are now trying to, with the hospital, Ministry of Health is working with Carolyn, the past president. As we speak, they're on calls with hospitals today to find out which hospital will accept her and be able to handle the surgery that she needs. So we can give you an update later as to where she will be going, but stabilizing her so she could travel commercially is where we're at right now, and getting her to the right place. The fundraising, I'd like to say thank you so much to the general public and to companies that have come forward. I don't have an exact figure, but I can tell you our JAD Cash has been amazing in terms of, I always say, if you give a little, we can get a lot. And JAD Cash, as of yesterday, was already at about just over 7,000 in JAD Cash alone. We have had a few companies come forward with a few checks. We'll give you the corporate sponsorship totals later in the week. We have had just over 10,000 in deposits at our PALS Scotiabank account, just over 3 days. And then at Harper's, we have a box there that is almost full. And we are going to get to that later to be able. So we'll be giving you some updates on these on our PALS page, on our Harper's page, and through our partners as to where we are.
If I could add to what Giselle said, well, not add to what Giselle said, add to your first question about marriage, because there are 10 charities within Change for Charity at this time. So how we went about choosing 10 charities, because there are so many worthwhile causes, as I said,
was that we approached financial services in St. Kitts and Nevis, and we got a list of all the registered foundations and non-governmental organizations. We went with, and non-governmental typically means not-for-profit, but we made sure that everyone was a not-for-profit. We being me to begin with, I Google searched every single one of them to see, I wanted them to have a presence, I wanted to know that they were accessible, I wanted to know that they were community-based. And by community, I mean the St. Kitts community and the Nevis community, our federation. And then I reached out to all that seemed to fit within the goals that we were looking for, and those that were interested had to provide a certificate of good standing, because I wanted to make sure that they were following all the protocols that they should have been, that they've been active even during COVID, that they go through a screening process of how they help and who they help. Everybody should have that opportunity, but you always want it to be the ones that need it more, I suppose, or, you know, and that it was not for profit, that the board was not a paid board, those kinds of criteria they had to meet. And then everybody had the opportunity to submit a package. So the 10 that were chosen, not everyone responded. Okay. And the 10 that were chosen have a presence, because there are more charities within our, that just choose to do things privately. Right. And they didn't want to be a part of this. Okay. There is also on the website at RAMS my contact information, my email contact information. So any group that wanted to be a part of Change for Charity going forward could get in touch with me, provide us with the same information, and possibly, I say possibly, get onto the program. And I say possibly because this is a very new initiative, and we weren't sure how it was going to roll out. We weren't sure how it was going to be received. And we're not sure at this stage whether it's going to be on a 6-month rotation, a 3-month rotation, a yearly rotation, whether it's going to be successful. But we knew that we would help provide awareness for charities. We hope, and I look at the camera, wherever it is, and say, I hope that as Giselle said, other corporations see it as an opportunity to help community, because none of us can be successful without each other. It takes a village. And the other thing I want to say is that it was something I should have said at the beginning, is that Change for Charity, one of the key aspects as well was that there are a lot of people that want to give. They may think that their giving is too small to make a difference, and it isn't. And this was the link that I thought would be helpful to get funds to the charity. So you can give at the end of your shopping experience. You have to tell the cashier at any one of the RAMS locations that you would like to give to one of these charities, and they will add it to your bill. You can give by your cash, how you normally pay. It's one checkout. You give by cash, you give by credit card, however it is that you would normally pay. And that entire amount gets then given to the charity at the end of every quarter.
That's innovative. That is easy. And I like it. Thank you so much for the idea. We'll be back to talk with more after this. Stay tuned, everyone.
Thank you.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time, nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who gonna support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen?
Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you are just joining us, in addition to Change for Charities, Marla Weston, and pal Giselle Matthew, we are now joined by two representatives from BARC. That's the Bastyr Animal Rescue Center, Andrea Peter and Peyton Barnett, and they have bought Rocket for us today. Hi, Rocket. Welcome to Good Morning SKN. He's like, yes, what?
Rocket's very happy to be here.
Yeah, he looks up. Hi. So, Andrea and Peyton, why do you volunteer at the BARC Center?
Well, it is actually part of our passion, I would say. I think I'm speaking for both of us, but basically, you know, it is a love of animals. It's a love of trying to kind of build that human-animal bond. It's not just about the animals, it's about the people, it's about the community. You know, we're really, our goal is to, you know, get out in the community, you know, promote that sort of bond between the animals and their pet owners, and get animals off the street, save these animals, get them the care and the sort of welfare that they need, and basically have the community join in on it and get these animals into loving forever homes.
What's the feedback been like from the public?
So far, we've had a really great turnout as far as from the public. I think a lot of people still may not even know who BARC is, but it's becoming more and more of a known entity, I think, as time goes on. We really are trying to get our you know, information out to the public, though, and I think this is a great way so that people can know what we're here for is to help animals. We're an animal shelter, so we basically are going to be helping animals that are homeless or animals that may have a home that can no longer take care of them. Right now, we are focusing primarily on dogs. In the future, we hope to help cats. We just don't have the facilities for that yet. Okay. But at the moment, you know, we've been engaging the community through adoption days. We try and have put out on social media so that people can come by, see BARC, learn what we do, see our adoptable animals, you know, find these animals great loving homes within the community, and the goal is to have people understand what we're here to help. We're here to help anyone in need with their pets. We provide, pet food pantries for people in need. We provide, education. We provide we're there for anyone who needs basic wellness. We partner with Ross University, who can provide low-cost wellness services in partnership with BARC. So, the students will come by the rescue facility and assist people when their pets in need.
Is Rocket available for adoption?
Rocket is.
Really? Wow. Guys, get Rocket. Rocket is actually available for adoption.
Rocket is a lovely dog that we've had in our BARC program since November of 2021. And he is very friendly male dog. He's a little nervous, I think, but he's happy to be here. And he's very sweet. He loves people. He loves other animals. And he's only about a year old, and he's looking for his forever home.
As Jamie said, we're matching, but the thing is, I can't have a dog.
Hey,
My yard's too small.
Oh, Giselle, I think Rocket likes you. Oh my gosh, this is so very interesting to me. Mala, again, you talked about deciding which charities made the list. When you decided on BARC, how did that come about? Was it the same process?
It was exactly the same process for all of the charities. I went to the FSRC, as I said to you. I made a list I got a list from them of everyone in good standing, St. Kitts and Nevis, and we just went through the list. In full transparency, I have to say I'm very involved in BARC myself. I do sit on that board, but I'll be at Pal's dinner helping them serve food if they need, and I'll be at the outreach center, helping. So I was fortunate enough to be raised in a family that always said success is never achieved by yourself, and when you're blessed and when you're fortunate, it's important to give back. And so it's just always been in my DNA.
That's great. So Andrea, Giselle, how important is it to have partners like Mala?
It's very important. I mean, our goal is to get as many, people involved as we can, and get as much support as we can. We can't do this without all of the support in the community, and I think it's critical to getting these charities, off the ground, and getting us to be sustainable is to really have community inputs, and Mala has been pivotal in that, in bringing us all together and getting all this this ball rolling for us. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
Thank you.
What can I say about Mala? I've known Mala all my life. And we went to the same schools, and I think it's important when you're raising your kids that you teach them about charity. I think that's something we need to do better at in our schools here. In a lot of schools overseas, you cannot graduate unless you've done so many hours of charity, charitable work or community service. And my latter years in Canada taught me that you couldn't graduate. You could have a 98% average, but you're not going to graduate unless you've done your 40 hours of community service. And so I think that is where a lot of this comes from. And in your home, your parents telling you it's important to be charitable. And to give something, even if it was only $1,000 a month you're earning, give 100. And over time you would become. I mean, there's nothing more blessed. You feel great when you're able to give.
That's the reward.
What are you gonna have?
So I think that's teaching our young people.
So Mala, in closing, how can someone donate to Change for Charity?
Okay, before I say that, I would like to just add to what Giselle said and say that giving doesn't always have to be money. Although this is about giving to Change for Charity. Giving can be your time, your energy, your support, your expertise. So not everyone is in a position to give funds. Not everyone is in a position to give a lot of funds. Every drop of water makes a mighty ocean. So all that you choose to give is important, but it doesn't only have to be money. It takes every kind of resource to build a supportive community and charity. And the next question was, how can someone give?
Yes.
So for specific to Change for Charity, please give by remembering to tell your cashier at any one of the RAM supermarket locations that you would like to make a donation. So your donation you give in increments of 5. You can choose to give $5 to any one charity. You can choose to give $5 to more than one charity. You can choose to give more than 5. You can choose to give once in your life, once a week, once a month. Every little bit makes a difference. Okay. The other thing I was going to say is that 100% of what you give goes towards the charity. Even if you pay by credit card or by debit card, the company doesn't keep any of it. The charity gets it every quarter. They'll get a summary and they get it every quarter. And the last thing I wanted to say that I'm having a moment to remember is that it will show up on your slip. So there's full transparency. You'll see it on your cash register slip, who you have given to and how much you've given.
Okay, good stuff.
Okay. Awesome.
So this is indeed a beautiful note to end on today. So we want to thank you guys for coming and educating us and the viewers on how they can give to the charities that are including under your umbrella. So thank you once again for coming, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's right. So I forgot to show that these were the bark tags.
Bark tags.
Right. So another way for you to support bark and for you to make sure that your animal never gets lost is to get a bark tag. There are 20 EC?
20 EC for the small and 25 EC for the large.
Okay. And then you can get them at bark itself. Bark, yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks to Rocket. You left Rocket up. Thanks, Rocket, for coming back.
Rocket's hiding.
Thank you.
So we want to say to our viewers, thank you for joining us today. Remember to follow us on all of our social media platforms. This includes Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Studio 327 Inc. Like, subscribe, follow, and share.
And as usual, we ask you to leave a comment. Let us know that you are there and that you are indeed following. Let us know what segments you'd like to see. Which one was your favorite? I know this one is going to be a favorite of a lot of people here. So we want to thank you again for tuning in to another edition of Good Morning SKN. We're going to be here tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock, to start your day with us and us with you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.